Good afternoon, sir. Today I'm going to tackle about the chapter 6 towards sustainable world. Lesson 1 is sustainable development. Let's define sustainable. Sustainable is an adjective for something that is able to be sustained, something that is bearable and capable of being continued at a certain level. Next one is development. So when we say development, generally development is a gradual growth of a situation that becomes more advanced and sustainable development is a pattern of resource use that aims to meet human needs while preserving the environment so that these needs can be met not only in the present but also for the future generation. Sustainable development ties together concern for the carrying capacity of natural system with the social challenges facing humanity. According to Brundtland, sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the future generation to meet their own needs. It contains within it two concepts of needs, in particular the essential needs of the world's poor, to which overriding the priority should be given the idea of limitation, imposed by the state of technology and social organizations on the environmental ability to meet present and future. Example of sustainable development: wind energy, solar energy, crop rotation, sustainable construction, efficient water fixture, green space, and lastly, sustainable forestry. Sustainable development improves of lifestyle and well-being, preserving natural resources and ecosystem. Now let's proceed to stability versus sustainability. When we say stability, it is a merely resistance to change or short-term planning or the quality of state or degree of being stable. Examples and stability is an economic stability. Like when we say economic stability means that people have the resources essential to a healthy life. Factors affecting economic stability includes affordable housing, employment that provides a living wage, things that support employment like worker protection, paid sick leave and childcare, and access for reliable transportation. Stability characterized by three aspects. Number one is inertia or persistence, the ability of a system to resist being disturbed or altered. When we say inertia, it implies that the living system is able to resist external fluctuation in the context of changing ecosystem in post-glacial North American EC. One of the examples is a species remaining in a specific geographic area even when the environment changes is an example of inertia. The second one is constancy, the ability of a system to remain in a certain size of states, the quality of being constant, steadiness or faithfulness in action, affection, purpose, etc., and unchanging in quality or characteristic of a person or a thing. For example, no matter how far away from you the door is, you still perceive as having a constant size. The last one is resilience, the ability of a system to recover after disturbance. Example include availability, environmental impact, survivability, maintainability, reliability, operational risk management, safety, security, and quality.
So, good morning or good afternoon, sir. I am going to discuss about the models of global sustainable development. I am Carlito Pantoliano, by the way, sir. So, the pursuit of sustainable development requires by Bertrand and Khalid of 1987 a political system that secures effective citizen participation in decision-making, economic system that is able to generate surpluses, and technical knowledge of self-reliant and sustainable basis. A social system that disharmonious provides for solutions for the tensions arising from development system that respects the obligation to preserve the ecological base for development system that can search continuously for new solutions, a production of technological and international system that fosters sustainable patterns of trade and finance, and an administrative system that is flexible and has the capacity for self-correction. So these requirements are more in the nature of goals that should underlie national and international action on development. What matters is the sincerity with which these goals are pursued and effectiveness with which departures from them are corrected. So, on my perspective, sir, on the statement regarding the elements of pursuing sustainable development as outlined by Brundtland and Khaled in 1987, it necessitates a comprehensive approach across various societal systems. This includes eight systems. If I am correct, according to my research, Brundtland College, this include eight systems. Number one is political system. Number two is economic system. Number three, social system. Number four, ecological preservation. So, number five, innovative capacity. Number six is production and technological system. Seven, international system. 8 administrative system. So asahon natin, political system, it should ensure effective citizen participation in decision making processes, fostering democratic and inclusive governance structure. So on economic system, it must be capable of regenerating surpluses and technical knowledge on a self-reliant and sustainable basis, promoting economic stability and innovation. Number three, system that respect social system. The social framework should provide solution for tensions arising from development, promoting harmony and addressing societal challenges. Number four, on ecological preservation, a sustainable development system must respect the obligation to preserve the ecological base, recognizing the interconnectedness of human activities with the environment. So, number five is innovative capacity. The system should have the ability to continuously search for new solutions, encouraging adaptability and innovations. Number six, production and technological system. It should foster sustainable patterns of production and technology, promoting responsible resource use and minimizing environmental impact. Number seven, international system. An international system is a sustainable development framework requires an international system that encourages fair and sustainable patterns of trade and finance, fostering global cooperation. So last, administrative system. The administrative system should be flexible and possess the capacity for self-correction, ensuring efficient management and adaptability to changing circumstances. So in summary, achieving sustainable development requires a holistic and integrated approach addressing political, economic, social, ecological, innovative, production, technological, international, and administrative dimensions. Each component plays a crucial role in creating a balanced and resilient framework for long-term societal progress. So, next slide, economic development economic sustainable development. And on economic sustainable development, in most industrialized countries, production, which is highly subsidized, is a number one driver to economic development. However, with increasing production, water and air pollution overuse of chemicals, and soil erosion are inevitable. So diri na iwasan ang mga negative impact and economic sustainable development. The sad reality is that this overproduction produces surpluses that are channeled to developing countries. So economic development countries, economic development system, according to the book, highlights a concern regarding economic sustainable development in industrialized countries. It suggests that highly subsidized productions, which is a key driver of economic development in these countries, has certain drawbacks. One of the downsides mentioned in the book is the inevitable increase in water and air pollution. The production processes associated with high subsidies often results in the release of pollutants into the environment, leading to degradation of water and air quality. So another concern is the overuse of chemicals. In order to maximize production, industrialized countries may rely heavily on the use of chemicals such as fertilizers and pesticides. This overuse can have detrimental effects on ecosystems, human health, and soil fertility. So additionally, the text mentions soil erosions as a consequence of increased production. So unsustainable agriculture practices such as intensive farming methods can lead to soil erosion, which negatively impacts soil quality and agricultural productivity. So lastly, the text highlights the issue of surplus production. Due to the high levels of production, industrialized countries often generate more goods than their domestic markets can absorb. These surpluses are then directed towards developing countries, which can have implications for their own economies and sustainability. So in overall, the text raises concerns about negative environmental impacts and redistribution of surpluses production associated with highly subsidized production in industrialized countries. So in order to gain sustainable development, so may dagihapon siya mga downsides na baga negative effect, pero may da kita ginsisiring nga sustainable development goals. So just since the Millennium Development Goals launched in 2000 intended to make global progress on poverty, education, health, hunger, and environment expired. The UN member states are finalizing the Sustainable Development Goals to replace it. It outlines 17 steps to attain sustainable development from 2015 to 2030. What are the 17 steps? These are the steps. Number 1 is no poverty. End poverty in all its forms and dimensions. So it literally means goals and sustainable development is to end the poverty everywhere nga tanan nga countries. So number 2 is zero hunger. End hunger, achieve food security and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. Number 3, good health and well-being. Ensures healthy lives and promote well-being for all ages, bata ka man or matanda. So apiton ha goals han sustainable development mahisaayos and healthy lives. Number 4 is quality education. So ensures inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Number 5, gender equality. So to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. So number 6 is clean water and sanitation. Ensures availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. So number 7, ensures access of affordable and reliable, sustainable and modern energy for all. Number 8, promotes sustained and inclusive and sustainable economic growth full of productive employment and decent work for all. Number 9 is industry, innovation and infrastructure. Build resilient infrastructure, promotes inclusive and sustainable industrialization and foster innovation. Number 10, reduce inequalities within and among countries. Reduce inequalities within and among countries. So that is one of the goals of sustainable development. Number 11, sustainable cities and communities. Make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient and sustainable. Number 12, responsible consumption and production. Ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. Number 13, climate action. Take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. Number 14 is life below water. What is life below water? Conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. Number 15, life on land. Protect, restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems, sustainably manage forests, combat desertification, halt and reverse land degradation, and halt biodiversity loss. Number 16, peace, justice, and strong institution. Promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provides access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions of all levels. So last, partnerships for the goals. So strengthen the means of implementation and revitalize the global partnership for sustainable development. So ang tanan ini ng mga goals is accompanied by specific targets and indicators to track progress. The sustainable development goals nag-aim to address the interconnected challenges nga kinakaharap ng ating mundo. So including poverty, inequality, climate change, environmental degradation, and social injustice. By working towards these goals, countries can strive for a more sustainable and equitable future for all. So asyad to ang mga goals nga ginset sa United Nations members and political policies in the next 15 years. So that's all. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. I'll tackle about global citizenship. First, what is citizen? According to dictionary.com, a citizen is a native or naturalized member of a state or nation who owes allegiance to its government and is entitled to its protection. On the other hand, global citizenship is commonly used and understood but rarely operationally defined. In fact, some scholars are still debating about the meaning of global citizenship. Morris and Ogden 2011 pointed out that even in the academy, the definition of global citizenship is still under construction. Accordingly, global citizenship is the idea that all persons enjoy rights and civic responsibilities of being a member of the world, rather than a particular nation or place. It transcends geography and political borders where membership is derived from the term humanity. However, social responsibility, global competence, and global civic engagement are three overarching dimensions that constantly defines global citizenship. Here are the global citizenship conceptual model. We have here the social responsibility, global competence, and global civic engagement. Social responsibility subsumes global justice and disparities, altruism and empathy, global interconnectedness, and personal responsibility. This dimension highlights the interconnectedness between local behaviors and their global consequences. Global competence. Global competence covers self-awareness, intercultural communication, and global knowledge. It is the demonstration of intercultural communication skills and the display of interest and knowledge about world issues and events. The last is global civic engagement. Global civic engagement includes involvement in civic organizations, political voice, and global civic activism. Political voice is constructed by synthesizing the individual's global knowledge and experiences in the public domain. Meanwhile, purposeful local behaviors that advance a global agenda is a manifestation of global civic activism.
Good day everyone, I am Jaja Timan, BSed Filipino 1B. Today we are going to discuss about the ethical obligations of global citizenship. As a global citizen, it is imperative that one participate in the governance of the world. One avenue by which an individual can participate is through civil society organizations. Participation in civil society organizations is citizenship because of the following. First, it means people have a broader awareness of society than the small world of their community. Second, it means that they have an awareness of how political forces work to shape that world and their lives. Third, it means one has some level of awareness that members of a society must be active in the governance of their world. And fourth, it means that one has some form of faith in collective action and is willing to engage in it. The importance of global citizenship cannot be undermined mainly for two reasons. First, many of our issues are global because of the westernization of the world. These statements suggest that many problems we face today have become global in nature due to the widespread influence of Western culture and values on a global scale. It implies that aspects of westernization may contribute to our influence various issues around the world. Second, many of our problems are caused by the impositions of a dominant globalized rationality, with its systems of production, governance, and cultural production, and so local action alone is often ineffective. These statements suggest that a significant portion of our challenges stems from the imposition of a dominant globalized way of thinking, encompassing systems of production, governance, and cultural creation. It implies that relying solely on local efforts may be insufficient in addressing these problems, given the overarching influence of this globalized rationality. Wishart 2003 observed that many thoughtful Muslims clearly fear that the Western model of globalization, based on secular, scientific rationalism and materialism, will eventually bring about the end of Islam. Other ethical concerns brought by globalization include, among others, the following. Number 1. In Brussels, over 50% of the babies born are Muslim. Number 2. In Germany, the death rate has exceeded the birth rate for so long that they now have to fly in the plane loads of technicians from India just to maintain their high-tech structure. Number 3. In England, there are now more practicing Muslims than Anglicans. Number 4. In Italy, the Archbishop of Bologna recently warned that Italy is in danger of losing its identity due to the immigration from North Africa and Central Europe. And number 5. The Catholic Church is facing the distinct probability of Islam eventually. Global collective action. Global poverty. Much has to do with the exploitative practices that have passed for paths to development. Global warming, clearly rooted in the practices and system of the West but are most destructive to the global South. Gender issues, clearly a continuing injustice but complex because issues are both universal and very particular. Good governance, mostly a Western issue because it facilitates the free market but a fundamental issue for human flourishing and genuine development. Sustainable development, clearly most important to the global South but unachievable without Western cooperation. Global trade, fair trade, solidarity economics, requires global cooperation to restructure the market. Terrorism and peace requires global cooperation because the primary route to restructure the market.